All right. Thanks for coming back and joining us. Got cut off there on a phone call. So we go back to our writing algebraic expressions using variables, okay? We have our word problem here. Then we're going to write our description in units, write our expression, evaluate the expression if this happens, and then showing our work in our last box. So it says, Abby read 6 more books than Kristen in the second marking period. Write an expression for the number of books that Kristen read. Okay. We want to use our cubes. I know that more is going to be that addition. Okay. In this case, in the previous problem, it asked the number of books that Abby read, but in this case, we want to know what Kristen read. So for K, for Kristen, we don't know how many she read. Okay. Our description in units, okay, we want to do that A for Abby, okay, is the number of books Abby read. And if you want to put the second marking period, go ahead if you want to be really specific, but just know that A is the number of books that Abby read. If we had to write our expression, Abby read 6 more than Kristen. To define Kristen, I have to take Abby and add 6 because she read 6 more. So we have A plus 6. Now, I want to evaluate if I know that Abby read 20 books in the second marking period. So we want to write our expression, the A plus 6. I'm going to put the 20 in for the A because I'm evaluating, so I'm just substituting. So now I have 20 plus 6, so that's 26. So we wanted to find out how many Kristen read, so Kristen read 26 books in the second marking period. All right, so we've got 2 where you do it. Daryl has been teaching for 1 year longer than Julie. Write an expression for the number of years that Daryl has been teaching. Okay, so remember, you want to use cubes and box in your keywords here. Okay, and then you want to evaluate after Julie has been teaching for 28 years. And the second one is Ian scored 4 fewer goals than Julia in the first half of the season. Write an expression for the number of goals Ian scored. So you definitely want to, and then evaluate, you want to definitely use cubes on this one and then evaluate if Julia scored 13 goals. All right, I would suggest hitting pause now at this point in the video so that you can work on those problems by yourself. So I definitely say hit pause on the video and do those problems on your own. All right, welcome back. I assumed you hit pause and try these problems out on your own. You're back with us. I'm going to quickly go over those 2. Okay? If I had to cubes the first one, I'm going to cubes 1 year longer. I'm going to box in 1 year longer. Now, I need to find out the number of years Daryl has been teaching. So D for Daryl. We usually like to use initials. I need to know what how many years he's been teaching. Okay. Now, I know he's been teaching a year longer than Julie, so I'm going to use J in my expression. J for Julie is the number of years Julie has been teaching. If I had to write my expression, okay, if I take J for Julie and I add 1 year, I'm actually going to get Daryl's, okay, because he said he's been teaching 1 year longer than Julie. Okay. So I want to evaluate if Julie has been teaching for 28 years. I'm going to put J plus 1, that's my expression. Put 28 in for J, and that's 29 years. So Daryl has been teaching for 29 years. That's a long time. And the last one, Ian scored 4 fewer goals than Julia in the first half of the season. Write an expression for the number of goals Ian scored. Okay. Again, if I want to cubes this, I want to box in fewer goals or just fewer, and I know that means subtraction. And I want to write for the number of goals that Ian scored, so I don't know what Ian scored, so Ian's a question mark. Okay. But I know that he scored 4 fewer goals than Julia, so I'm going to use J in my expression again, J for Julia. J for Julia is the number of goals she scored. And you can say the first half of the season if you want. So my expression, if I know that Ian scored 4 fewer than Julia, okay, I take Julia's score and I subtract 4, and that's how I get Ian's score, because he did 4 fewer goals than Julia, so that fewer is subtraction. Now let's evaluate if Julia scored 13 goals. Again, I want to rewrite my expression J minus 4. Plug in 13 for J, so we have 13 minus 4. That's going to be 9, so Ian scored 9 goals. Alright, that's not too bad. If we move on to lesson 21, on page S97 now, S97, okay, we're just doing the first example here. This one's a little bit trickier. It involves addition and multiplication. Alright, look at example 1 with your group. Again, we're doing it as a whole group. Determine the cost of the various number of pizzas and also determine the expression that describes the cost of having P pizzas delivered. So here's our story. Pizza Queen has a special offer on lunch pizzas, $4 each. They charge $2 to deliver, regardless of how many pizzas are ordered. Determine the cost of various numbers of pizzas and also determine the expression that describes the cost of having P pizzas delivered. Okay? So again, this is a real life scenario. You're at your parents' house or grandparents' house or wherever, your friend's house, and you need to order pizza. Well, there's delivery fees whenever you order pizza, no matter how many you deliver. Okay, so let's cubes this problem. I have $4 for each pizza, $2 to deliver the pizza. Okay, each pizza. Okay, I can box in each for pizza. Okay, all right. So I know it's $4 for each pizza, and they charge $2 to deliver, so $2 delivery fee. Alright, so what if I had P number of pizzas here? Okay, so, and then P is our unknown. P is our number of pizzas. So this is the stuff that I know. Let's try to figure out, okay, well, if I have one pizza, how much is it going to cost me? Okay, so say I have one pizza. So one pizza costs $4 plus my $2 delivery fee. That's going to get me $6. That's going to cost me $6 to order one pizza. Well, let's say I have two pizzas. Okay, well, if it's $4 for each pizza and I have two pizzas, that's 4 plus 4 because I have two pizzas, plus my delivery fee of $2. So we have 4 plus 4, which is 8, plus 2, which is $10. Alright, let's see if I have 3 pizzas delivered, okay, and they're $4 each, so I have 4 plus 4 plus 4, and then plus my delivery fee. So we have 4, 8, 12, plus 2 is 14, so that's 14 for 3 pizzas. Let's say if I order 4 pizzas, and they're $4 each. So we have 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, and then plus my delivery fee. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16. 16 plus 2 is going to be 18. So I have $18 for pizza. Alright, so before I go on to the larger numbers, if you notice a pattern here, if it's $4 for each pizza, instead of adding $4 maybe 2 times, $4 3 times, $4 4 times, each, remember, is a keyword for multiplication, so I can multiply. So if I had to use a variable for the number of pizzas, okay, I could take 4, which is how much each pizza is, multiply it times the number of pizzas, P, no matter the amount of pizza. Now my delivery fee, that's a flat fee. It says it's $2 regardless of how many pizzas you order. So notice we only added 2 one time because that's just a flat delivery fee, okay? So we just want to add that $2 delivery fee, and that's going to be our total. Let's see if this expression holds true for some of our examples over here. So let's see, I used it for this one. 4 times 2 plus 2. Okay, well I know 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 2, that's 10. Did I get $10? Absolutely. Let's check it for another one. We've got 4 times 3 pizzas plus $2. 4 times 3, which is 12, plus 2. Well, that's $14. Did I get $14? Absolutely. So this expression holds true for each of these, which means I can use this expression for the other two when I get really large numbers, like 10 pizzas, because they're having a really big party. So we have $4 for each pizza times 10 pizzas plus my $2 delivery fee. 4 times 10 is 40 plus 2, that's going to be $42 for 10 pizzas. let's say I have 50 pizzas because they're ordering for a school dance. $4 for each pizza times the 50 pizzas that I have, plus the $2 delivery fee. We have 4 times 50, which is 200, plus 2 is going to be $202. So now we wrote an expression, okay, using P as our variable here when figuring out how much it's going to cost us for pizza. It asks us what mathematical operations did you need to perform to find the total cost. So if we look at our expression here, what operations are happening, and you've got multiplication and addition. So this one is a little bit trickier than the previous ones, only because it had multiplication and division. But I wanted you to be able to see this because this is a real life scenario. Whenever you order pizza or order anything, you've always got, you know, your delivery fee, which is a flat fee, and then times however many things that you buy. Okay. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to ask your teacher, i.e. Miss Grant. When we put this in our notebook, you want to take all 3 pages, okay? Take all 3 pages, fold it up to the objective, and then you want to staple it into your notebook at the top. So you want to staple up here so that you can still use it later on. All right, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask your teacher, Miss Grant. Have a great day.